Hello, everybody. My name's Martin Douglas, and I run the Rangers Rabble podcast. This is not a post about football. This is not a post about Rangers. This is a post to everybody. You know, left, middle, right, Rangers, Celtic, St Mirren, Aberdeen, whatever. This is not about football allegiances. This is me genuinely asking people who, and most people probably know far more than me on this subject, but this is me asking people out there about life for everybody right now. Um, there's so many. If you go on TikTok, if you go on YouTube, if you go on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, every second video is about how poor life is for people in terms of finance, in terms of being able to buy your shopping, in terms of your tax. And I have to say that I agree, but also the debate or the discussions around this, because there's so much, and I'm not going to get political really, because there's so much hatred in the world, so much fighting, so much. I'm on this team, so I'm not on your team, and you're on that team, so you're not on my team. It's I'm struggling to see where there can be a genuine conversation. Now politically, it doesn't matter what I am. I'm not left, I'm not right, I'm not anything. I've just got my own thoughts and feelings on individual issues that can be up for debate, and my mind can be changed the way that anybody's mind should be able to be changed on certain subjects. Um, you're seeing people in the media, if you're on the left, even in Britain, if you're on the left, Trump's a horrible human being. He's a racist. He's a fascist. He doesn't care about anybody but himself. Blah blah blah. If you're on the right, it's everybody on the left is a lunatic and they only care about themselves. And there's, I don't even know why I'm doing this, right? But I seen that young Irish guy, and I think this is maybe what tipped it for me. He, and I apologise, I can't remember his name, but he's very popular. He was on RTE all the time. He done a post, I think it was yesterday or the day before, where he was just saying, "Look, Ireland has an immigration issue." Now, I don't know what Ireland's immigration issue is because I've never been to Ireland, never mind know anything about it. So I'm not on here to comment about that. But the next day, I mean, I listened to what he had to say, and it seemed level-headed. Whether he was right or whether he was wrong, I don't know. But it seemed level-headed. He wasn't having a particular go at anybody. He was just giving a kind of well balanced opinion, in my view. And he's cancelled the next day. His social media's gone. All his stuff's gone. And I would imagine that's probably his job gone. And I'm just fed up with the cancel culture that we now have now. Whether that comes from left, whether that comes from right, I don't know, right? Because put it this way, if I was having a debate with somebody who was on the left, for example, and I was coming at it from a right point of view, that person, I would imagine that 95% of people on the left would crucify me and my opinions and tie me up in knots and make me look stupid. If I was having a debate with somebody on the right from a left perspective, exactly the same thing would happen. So I'm not on here saying that I'm politically savvy or politically minded. I'm just on here saying, where's the debate now? Where's the conversations between people? Where's the, well, this is my opinion, that's your opinion, let's discuss it, and let's not just jump to you're a racist or you don't care or your opinions are completely invalid, so I'm not even going to listen. Like one of my pet hates is when you watch these panel shows and somebody starts making a point and somebody automatically just jumps in. You see, if that was me and I was making a point and somebody jumped in, I would completely forget where I was and I would probably forget the point I was making. Um, But yeah, sorry, this is just a mad weird. I've done this complete. I've not scripted anything. I've not wrote anything down. I've just the thought came over my head, and I just society now. Why can't we just have discussion? Why can't we agree to disagree? Why can't we agree that? All right, by the way, that's a fair point. I mean, see if you were watching stuff in America, you either think that Donald Trump is doing an amazing job, or you think he is ruining the country and giving all his pals money. That's the two extremes. There's no in between. There's no, right, Trump's doing this well, but he's not doing this well. It's just straight to fascism, racism, or he's the greatest thing since sliced bread. In Britain, and again, I'm not that politically savvy, but in Britain, you've got Keir Starmer, who, if you listen to certain people, he's went back on all his promises. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's a terrible prime minister. And if you listen to other people, it's, well, actually, no, he's doing a pretty good job. There's no in between. And one of the biggest frustrations for me was I loved it in the early days of political commentating on YouTube and on socials. You had groups who identified as left or identified as right or identified as independent, and there was genuine conversations to be had. Now they've just went the same way as the media, the mainstream media. Now they've just went left good or right good, if you depending on what side you're on. Where is the genuine conversations between people? I would love to know because people are hurting. I've now started a business, and let me tell you, it's really difficult. And not to get too deep into it, financially, I'm not doing great. I'm living month to month. I'm getting towards the end of certain months and going, am I going to have enough to pay my bills? But I'm taking that risk to try and start a business. But there's so many people out there who are working what you would class as, historically normal jobs, working in a warehouse, working in a factory, working in a shop or whatever, who can't pay their bills, who are struggling to pay their bills. And we don't have these conversations. We don't discuss why that's happening because we're too busy infighting. We can have our own political ideologies. We can have our own religious ideologies. We can have our own personal feelings, but we're fighting with each other. We're metaphorically killing each other whilst we're all living, not all, a lot of people are living just on that breadline. And even you look at, and we even try and fight with like middle class people. Middle class people are struggling as well. Even though you always just assume that they've got that wee bit more money, they're struggling as well. And you're super rich, or getting your billionaires are getting richer, I know it's been the same throughout history, but it just feels to me right now that we're in a position where the working classes, the lower classes, the middle classes are all eating each other alive. And it doesn't seem like slowing down. You're either team A, you're team B, and no matter what team A or team B does, the other one's a baddie. The other one's a baddie, and we're stuck in this ideological position where it's never going to get better. It is never going to get better. If you mention immigration, if you mention doing anything with immigration, to certain people you're a hero, and to certain people you're a racist. There- I just don't see the middle ground in any sort of subject or topic or whatever. And yes, this is a Rangers channel, right? But I've no other way to broadcast this. And I'm genuinely just looking for people from all sides to just get in the comments. Tell me how you're feeling right now, wherever you're living. Tell me how you feel the political landscape is affecting you. Is it helping? Is the way that you think, the way that you feel, is that helping you? Is that helping you get forward? Can you have conversations with people who are on the opposite side? Um, it's really difficult now, folks. It's so difficult, and putting out any type of video with this kind of subject matter is dangerous. You know, I always say when you do live content, when you're a content creator or whatever that you want to class yourself as, you're one video away from cancellation. You always are, because it just doesn't feel like and we can have conversations anymore. It just feels like some there's a set opinion that you have to go by and that you have to live by, and if you don't, you're cancelled. And also, if you're on the other side, then whatever the opposite team say is irrelevant. Their feelings are irrelevant, and I don't know where to be anymore in terms of having conversations. And the country that I live in, Scotland, is so divided it's untrue. Like, it's ridiculously divided. The UK is divided. The world's divided, and you can't have conversations anymore. And I really want to know how we go about it, and it's not me. I've got a few thousand followers. I'm nobody in the world of internet. I'm a nobody. But I really want to know how we go about changing that. So, I mean, if you've got the same kind of thoughts and feelings, I know it was a bit all over the place. Like I say, I don't have a script. I've been watching some stuff this morning, and I just went, I don't know anymore. I don't know what's good and what's bad, and what's right and what's wrong, and I don't know. I don't know anymore because I just don't feel as if there's the conversations, the debates, the opportunities, the possibilities to focus up your own points. If that even makes sense. So, if this is going to be a conversation that we can get it started, then let's do it. Let's absolutely do it. But I just don't know anymore, folks. And giving your opinions now is dangerous. And I'll say that from somebody who runs a very, very, very small business. That even the smallest amount of deviation away from that from people who normally watch, I'm gone in terms of being a content creator. So this isn't necessarily a video that I have to do, but I'm worried because I've got a 10-year-old daughter, and whether my 10-year-old daughter grows up to be a socialist, whether she grows up to be a capitalist, whatever, whether she grows up on the left, whether she grows up on the right, I want my daughter to be as well informed as she possibly can, have whatever opportunity she can in life to be as successful as she can. And I just don't feel as if the way the world's going, it's geared up towards working class, middle class people being successful. And it worries me. And it really, really worries me. So apologies, this isn't your usual content that you get on this channel, but I just felt I had to say something because it's stressing me out, man. It's absolutely stressing me out. So, thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. Please leave your comments below, and we'll have a wee discussion, and we can maybe get a wee discussion going about how we actually just start talking to each other as human beings again. Thank you.